For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today, True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind ENT. Believe in it, get it.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
We're back here on the JR the Bossman Show, Bossman Radio Network. We have a great show for you today, and we have a great guest online for you already from Oral Roberts, the Golden Eagles. It's Coach Paul Mills on the Bossman Show. Coach Mills, how are things today out there in Oklahoma, man?
Well, it's great, JR. Thank you very much, number one, for having me. And I was listening to your weather report in Hotlanta, and we're not as bad as you. It's actually 83 degrees when I walked into the office earlier this morning at around 10, and I haven't walked out since. But it's so far so good, the weather is. We're not in Hotlanta at the moment.
Yeah, Coach, you're not 94 degrees and 100% humidity outside. You know, that's a blessing right there, Coach. Now, Coach, tell me this, Coach. What does it mean to be the coach of the Golden Eagles, getting this job at Oral Roberts University, such as a Christian university as Oral Roberts is? Got told off the air, Coach, I had a story about I was 3 years old at Grandma Hay Church TV when Mr. Roberts was preaching. So I knew about the school as a 3-year-old. So, Coach, what's it mean to join a university like that? And then, are there any challenges being a university where it's Christian university-based, having to bring in certain guys? So how's it all work for you, Coach?
Well, I was at Baylor University for the last 14 years, and Baylor University, being in Texas, is a Christian university. It's actually the largest Baptist university in the United States. And so coming to a Christian university was very familiar with it. In fact, my father was a pastor. And so I've attended more church services than I have basketball games, and I've attended a lot of basketball games. And so to make the transition from Texas to Tulsa, Oklahoma has been good. I think a lot of people just dependent upon where they are in their faith. Some people are uncomfortable around people who may talk about God. And for me, to be honest with you, it's something that I'm used to. And it's not anything that I shy away from. In fact, there's a group there in Atlanta, the 116 group, Lecrae and Tadashi and a number of people who are out in Atlanta who are very vocal about their faith in regards to the music industry. And, they're people who are comfortable with it. And I'm also comfortable with my faith. And so to be at a Christian university and having been at one for the previous 14 years, to be honest with you, it's not that big of an adjustment for me. And I would also say challenges, I don't know, to be honest, I haven't come up against any. I do think, 98% of the United States population believe in God. And so I don't know that you come across a lot of people who don't value growing in their faith. At least I haven't. I especially don't think you come up against it much in the South. And so when you're in the South, I think that, as you mentioned earlier about you being a 3-year-old, I think people are exposed to God and Christianity at an early age. And so to use God-given abilities, whether they be in basketball, football, volleyball, or whatever, to do that at an institutional and at the Division I level, I'm very comfortable with.
And speaking of that, Coach, for me personally, Coach, I was in Christian school until I was my junior year in high school, until my mom couldn't afford it anymore, after my dad passed away. So I feel like the same experience. Just you're hearing about God, you're getting kind of your faith is kind of getting worked on. Your people teaching you about what God can do for you, how He can empower your life. So for me, it's not much difference other than this. You're hearing about God. Rather than hearing about stuff of the world, you're hearing about God instead of that.
Absolutely, and I think it's important. As I was telling somebody earlier today, if all we're doing is talking about a 12-ounce rubber ball, we're missing the boat. If all you're doing is talking about a football or a basketball or volleyball or a soccer ball, and you don't realize that there's a life behind that who's actually playing the sport, as you often tell people, look, basketball isn't who you isn't who you are. It's what you do. Who you are is an image bearer of God. And I think being at a Christian university, there's a misnomer sometimes. And here, the truth of the matter is our players aren't perfect, and I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. But to be at an institution where you can talk about God and not be bashful about it and say, and as you see, whether they be award shows or whether they be sporting events, the first thing usually someone does is give credit to where credit is due. And to be at an institution to where you can do that and not be bashful about it or worry about, can't believe you used the word God or Jesus in that context, to where you gave Him glory after you received an award, is truly a privilege for me, and it's an honor.
Yes, indeed, Coach. I'll tell you what, and I think that's going to be key for guys who want to play for you, the people who want to learn more about God and grow in their faith. It'd be a good spot for them to just play basketball and learn about themselves and become better human beings. That's what it boils down to, Coach, is becoming a better man after you leave the university, because a lot of these guys will not play professionally. So they have to go into the real world. So coming to play basketball and grow as a man and grow in their faith has to be a key selling point for you when you recruit guys to come to play Oral Roberts and come to Tulsa and enjoy the whole ambiance of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Absolutely. I think that, again, we are doing a disservice to these young men if all we're doing is talking about hooping and or whatever the sport may be. I think that you're falling short of what your responsibilities are, because one day they're going to be husbands and one day they're going to be dads. And you need to help them navigate that world. And the truth of the matter is things don't always go your way. And you need to understand that. And the quicker you can understand that it's not always going to go your way and how to navigate the world when it doesn't go your way is key. And so to be able to help these guys through that and to help them point them in a direction, I would tell you there's a current guy for the Atlanta Hawks who started and was around him for 2 years, Taurean Prince. And I think that he would tell you that the thing that he took away from his time around our coaching staff at Baylor University was they cared about me as a person. If all a coach does is if he treats you differently after you score 30 versus after you score 2, you know that they only care about you, the basketball player. But again, basketball is what you do. It is not who you are. The average NBA career is 4.2 years. So in their world, most of those guys are done with at 25 or 26. And they think 35 years of age is old. And what they don't realize is hopefully they're going to have another 50, 60 years of their life left to live. And you better make sure the right things are being poured into you, because you're going to have to go into a world that's not very kind. And if you don't understand what you're getting into and kind of how to deal with these trials and tribulations, you're going to fall flat on your face. And eventually you're going to say, why didn't anybody tell me? And that won't ever be the case at an institution like ours.
Folks, we're joined by Paul Mills, new coach of the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles here on the Bossman Show, the Bossman Radio Network. Now, Coach, you've been on assistant for a long time. What's been the biggest adjustment for you being the head man now, calling the shots on your own? If you don't mind sharing that with us.
But to be honest, I've told several people this and had the privilege of talking to previous ORU coaches. Bill Self, who's now the head coach at Kansas, was here. And Barry Henson, who's now the head coach at Southern Illinois, he was here. And so listening to kind of their take on, being the head coach here, as an assistant for the last 15 years at the collegiate level, to, now all of a sudden you're the head coach. To be honest with you, I haven't really switched out of assistant coach mode at this point. A lot of my time as an assistant coach was spent recruiting. I'm spending a lot of my time recruiting now. A lot of my time as an assistant coach was dealing with player development. I'm doing a ton of player development now. I think it'll hit me as you kind of start to organize practices October the 1st. But during these summer months, because it's not quote-unquote in season, you're kind of doing the same responsibilities that you had more. There's, people kind of want to hear your story a little bit more, so you're talking to various media outlets, and that happens. But for the most part, there hasn't been much of a change. But that will change, I'm sure, in my mind, come October the 1st, our first day of practice.
And Coach was thinking about it, it's literally 2 full months away. I was just at that calendar like, man.
Don't remind me. You often go, man, am I ready? Am I organized? Is everything on point? And you don't want to jump too far ahead of the gun and get everything done and get your staff nervous. Like, we better be ready 2 months ahead of the game. And so you're kind of transitioning to that point. But we start school August the 17th. And the guys just left, so I've been able to work them out for the last 8 weeks. And to get all the guys back August the 17th, and now you say, all right, the school year started. And then after those first 6-8 weeks of football has passed, you're like, all right, now you're starting to get into basketball mode. And you can start to feel the weather change, and you're getting ready for the winter months. And I'm anxious, and I feel I'm very prepared.
And Coach, speaking of the guys you were working them out, were you able to kind of implement your schemes in and put some stuff in that you want to maybe run and how you want to play this year, or you kind of wait until October to kind of install those things that you want to kind of do when the season gets going here in November?
Well, we didn't have them all here. Emmanuel Nezekwizi, who was the conference freshman player of the year, was playing with his national team in the Netherlands. We had another young man who's from Croatia, who went back, and he was at home in Croatia. So not all of them are here. The majority of the players are from Texas and Dallas, and to have those guys here and to implement it. So the answer is yes and no. We were able to do it with the guys that were here, and you're able to put in what the heightened expectations are, how you should approach things, what is the pace at which you should do things. So yes on that front end, and when all of those guys are able to be here on August 17th, we'll amp it up even more.
Couple more for you here, Coach. And one I like to ask you about non-conference scheduling. I know that's a big thing for you coaches. It's probably the hardest thing you guys do outside of recruiting is trying to get a schedule together. So for you, it's probably already been done for you since you got there. But going forward, how do you see yourself scheduling these games? Kind of give them some hard games on the road to keep becoming tough and play you, or you want to do 2-for-1s? How do you see yourself going about these scheduling these games going forward, Coach?
Yeah, you're knowledgeable about this, JR. Number one is it is hard to get people at the mid-major level to come to you. The high majors don't want to come to you because they're, if we happen to lose, and that's what happens on road games, is usually when teams get upset, it's usually because they went to somebody else's gym. And so a lot of the Power 5 schools don't want to play you. They don't want to come to your place. I'll extend an invitation to all of them. All of you are welcome to come to Tulsa. But I think you do. You have to think creatively. You have to be willing to do, hey, we'll play 2 games at your place if you'll come 1 game to our place. The schedule for the most part was done when I took the job on May 1st. We had 2 home games and 8 road games. And so life will be tough for the ORU Golden Eagles this first year, but it really is about preparing you for conference. When you play in a league that's outside the Power 5, most of the leagues are one-bid leagues, but that's why we enjoy March Madness so much, is because you see these upsets that occur. And so the goal is to really be ready for conference, to hopefully be in contention for not only a conference championship, but an NCAA bid. And I think that's what the non-conference schedule does, is it prepares you for that, and we'll be very, very prepared. I'm happy with the schedule, even though it's slanted this year more to road games than it is home games, but we'll change that over the course of the next few years.
Final one for you, Coach. I love covering your guy Torian Prince with the Hawks. So I want you to just give us, if you can share with us, one of your all-time favorite Torian Prince stories for the listeners here in Atlanta who love the Hawks and love Torian, his energy that he brings to the court every night at Phillips Arena.
Well, Torian Prince was originally signed with Long Island of Brooklyn, and we had a young man named Quincy Miller who unexpectedly, we thought he would be one and done, but changed his mind. Originally thought he was going to come back to school, changed his mind and declared for the draft. So we were trying to find somebody late, and somebody who kind of fit that mold, somebody in the 6'7" to 6'10" range who had perimeter skills. And Torian was originally signed with Long Island of Brooklyn. He was from San Antonio, Texas, so right down the road from where we were at Baylor University. The coach ends up getting fired, and he becomes available. And I had watched him play a game earlier against Marcus Smart, who's now with the Boston Celtics, and he had a great game. And he had no back down to him. He wasn't intimidated. Marcus could kind of intimidate kids at the high school level, but TP wasn't the least bit intimidated. And when the scholarship became available, he became pretty high on our list. And we made a phone call, and to be honest with you, what I remember was a 17-year-old young man. He gets out of the car. We go to greet him and to say hello. And he was just very blunt. And he said, "Coach, I'm nervous." And you don't get that out of a lot of 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. They try to act macho. They try to act like they've got it all together. But on the inside, you go, bro, you're really a teenager.
Exactly.
You're not fooling us. And so for him to just come out, and, I mean, within a minute of just him being on the Baylor University campus to say, you know what, I'm nervous. And to watch him kind of go from a scared young man to a really confident young man. And, I was obviously watching in playoffs and wish it would have gone better, but he played more than 30 minutes a game, and there were games earlier in the year that he didn't even play. And so for him to play more than 31 minutes a game in the playoffs, you realize that it's kind of the same story of came as really unsure of himself to at the end of his 4 years being, a lottery pick and really confident. I saw that this year with Atlanta. is come in a little unsure, but he had people who believed in it to becoming really confident. And I think you've got a wonderful, not only player, but a wonderful person to represent the Atlanta Hawks and their organization.
Well, Coach, he's a really cool guy. I love talking to him after games, pre and post games. He's also such an easy guy to talk to. He loves to talk to people. He's very nice and respectful for everybody who comes near his locker. So you all did a great job with Derek Baylor making CP the guy he is today, Coach.
He is a great young man. I know he just had a camp there, and my guess is he, of all the NBA players that have camps, some of them probably don't enjoy it. TP actually enjoys it because his story is great. I mean, he's a kid who was homeless. They had to bounce around, slept in shelters, and didn't really have much growing up. And so he empathizes with a lot of people because his path wasn't the best. But he is a young man who stuck to it, and I am so happy for him that it's paying dividends.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, I'm also happy to have you on this show because, Coach, I tell you what, you really was really great on the show today. I really appreciate it, and I know our fans are going to enjoy hearing you and hearing the story about TP. Coach, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you all play at school near Georgia so we can come and see you and support you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Josh Pastner and I, we've traded phone messages, the head coach at Georgia Tech, and hopefully we can. I enjoy Atlanta. In fact, I get there a lot to recruit. And I would love to see TP, and we would appreciate any support we could get if we were happen to make our way there.
And Coach, come by our studio as well, Coach. Our studio is right here in downtown Atlanta, so feel free to come by our studio as well. I'll text you when we're off the air so you have my number. So hopefully when you come to town, we can grab some lunch together because me and Josh Parrish are real good buddies. Love to go.
Well, tell him to schedule ORU. That's what you need to tell him.
I will. I was like, hey, Coach, for the show, hook my man up, Coach.
That's right.
Let's get this going, Coach. Hey, let him come out here and play at the McCamish. Come on now, Coach. Let's get it done. I'll tell him.
JR, thank you.
Yes, indeed, Coach Mills. Have a great day, man. I'll try to stay cool, and you enjoy that weather out there in Tulsa, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks. It's Paul Mills here on the Bossman Show.
All your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consultant, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting or Twitter at Coach TWill24 or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.